on the bus. We are headed out for another adventure today. Come along, come along. Hey guys, good morning. So our first stop today is Caesarea. I'm trying to get you guys to see the sign, but right there. Our first stop today is in Caesarea. So let's see what we have in store. Thanks for joining. So we just entered Caesarea, and this is a Roman theater, and it just kind of sparks your imagination of back in the day, how it was. Look at that, so beautiful, so gorgeous.
Let's say to the Canaanite period, it was a kind of a small town of mostly fishermen, nothing much important. Okay, the first one to make it that famous and that big, it was the great King Herod. Okay, Herod, the great builder that left a lot of remains here in the
Yeah, so we just entered Caesarea, and it is basically an old Roman theater. Look how gorgeous that is. Can you imagine back in the day how this was? Wow. It's a thing of beauty. Our tour guide has a traditional instrument, and I'm hoping that he's gonna play it for us. So I'll let y'all hear what it sounds like. Well, it's like an amphitheater.
Time and disappeared, but it was this instead. Just give us an idea how it was looked exactly at the time of the Romans. Okay? Here, all around, this is the.
We are in the Caesarea. Take one picture of this one. It's a nice shot. I could do like a photo shoot. King Herod was not playing, because I can just imagine how much work was put into this, and a lot of the places that he built, he didn't even go. So yeah, very interesting. This is a tomb. What did he say this was?
The bird?
No.
Oh, I believe he was talking about this.
Oh, that goes in. Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay. Spooky. So it's another coffin. Ooh. Spooky. And I guess that was the burial site. Very fancy. Ooh. This opens back up into a whole, wow. This opens up into a whole nother area. Wow. This is crazy. Oh,
You afraid of lizard?
oh, a lizard? Oh my gosh. There's a lizard. These are definitely not geckos that big.
Yeah, they're bigger than that, some of them.
Oh my
The one
God.
in the US, way bigger than that.
That is, oh, I hate lizards.
It is.
Yeah. There's another lizard. Oh, I'm sorry, you're taking a picture. Walking through the Caesarea. The tour go left way.
This is a city on its own.
My God, this thing is humongous. It goes on forever. At first, I thought it was just the theater on the other side, but no. Look at that. It's a whole port that was built up, and apparently, like where King Herod lived and everything, the residence part, a lot of it's underwater, so there's a huge archaeological site underneath the water that apparently a lot of divers and stuff still go to explore. So let me do some preaching for a little while, guys. It's all one thing to read about this stuff in books, but if you can, and I know, you know, people are concerned about affording trips like this, but trust me, if you can save up and do a trip like this to actually see the sites, all the things that you read about in the Bible and other books, historical books, it's so good to actually come out and see it for yourself, you know, to kind of make the connection more with the things that you read about in history. Like, you cannot put a price on this. And I'll probably do a video about some tips, you know, but man, it's just amazing to come and just see what you read about and make the connection and make it make more sense, you know, because when you study, you're like, oh yeah, okay, you know, Pilate and King Herod and, you know, all these other people, Caesar, you know, but when you come and see the actual sites, like, you're gonna be forever changed. And you know, like you know, I named this vlog One Life Adventure. Well, me and Mario decided to name it One Life Adventure because, you know, you only have one life in this life. Right? We're talking about this life on earth, and you know, you got to make time. And even if it's not Israel, you know, like this, but but just making time, even locally, you know what I'm saying, to just get out and smell the roses. It's so important, y'all. It's so important. Life is so short. So if you have the opportunity to do this, it's just, you know, priceless. Anyway. So this is the Hippodrome, which was used for horse races.
Yes, what it is. So maybe now give you the clue what that thing is, okay? Yeah, so in the Roman Empire they used to provide public toilets for people. You see, people can sit here and talk and everything was okay. Under the seat there is a water tunnel, okay, that wash everything down, maybe to the sea, I don't know exactly where, but anyway, that's the thing. Now, there was two guys that one of them name was Vespasian and his son Titus. These are the two, the father and his son that were the commanders of the 10 legions.
So the story of Ben-Hur. It's one of the carriages. They would do the race back and forth until there was the last carriage standing. That would be the winner. We know what happened to the losers. When I was little, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I think just because the name sounded cool, but I guess this is what I would have been doing if I had followed my childhood dream. I'm glad I didn't, because it's hot out here to be digging, but yeah, let me show you some of the ruins. Oh, look, some mosaics.
Because it's not that safe to get in, and I think also they took out the mosaic from here. But the thing is that you see in the room, you're waiting to. Actually, what we see, this stone that we see mostly here, it's called kurkar. I don't know if there is any other name for it. It's actually a fossil pile of sand with some pieces of seashells that pressed together and came to be a bit hard. So that was the common stone. You see it also in the sea. All of these rocks over here, this is what's called kurkar, and it doesn't contain any oil. We can also look over here. This is the port of Caesarea during different times. Okay, so while we're waiting for the beginning of the movie, you can watch the timeline of the movie. Okay, have a look on this good now I used to work in archaeology for many years. So the pottery that you find in archaeological sites, this is the key to identify of the period. Okay? So when we start here, we put also the pottery.
I have extra. Oh, you have extra. Okay.
No any report. So this is from the time of King Herod. You see all of this. This is one of the most impressive projects in the genius of Herod to bring this raft with the ashes and to sink it down into the water, and this way to build this wave breaker to keep the port inside, and all the decks and all of this for about 100 big ships. Here you can see the life of the port. Okay. This is the cargo. What we call in Hebrew and about 1,000
Crusader Citadel. Knight's Hall. So I guess this is a good spot to do some additional tips for Israel when you go on these tours. The rule is don't use the restroom when you feel like using the restroom. Use the restroom anytime you see a restroom. You need to drink a lot of water. The temperature can get pretty hot. You do a lot of walking on some of these tours. So it's critical that you stay hydrated. So whenever you get the opportunity to use the restroom, go ahead and use the restroom. That's a big tip. So here's another tip as far as money. So it's always a good idea to change out some of your money into shekels. You can use the ATM machine with your US card to get shekels. A lot of places accept, cards, all different kinds of cards. Obviously, they see tourists from all over the world. So you can use your card. You can use shekels. Right now, the exchange rate is 3.22 shekels to $1 US. Or a lot of places also accept the US dollar. So you won't have a problem conducting any transactions here. If your bank requires you to notify them before you travel, I would advise going ahead and doing that. Most banks now kind of link up with your location. So just make sure that you know what your bank's policy is before you come. Just bring a few snacks with you. Like some light snacks that you can snack on the way. Yeah. Also, guys, don't be afraid to travel solo. I see a lot of solo travelers. And the tours are guided, so you'll meet a lot of great people, and it's not unusual to travel solo. So don't be afraid. Just go. You'll meet so many great people. Like, we met people from all over the world. Germany, Guatemala, all over the world. So don't be afraid. Just get out and do it.
Crusader Castle. The most interesting thing is how this place is discovered. Up there, at the time of the Ottomans and later the British Mandate, there is a prison. Okay, prisoners are staying there. Okay, and some of them wanted to escape out of the.
So we are in the Crusaders Temple. He just taught us about the Hospitallers. And now we're going down into the prison hall of the temple. Let's see.
But this is where the chain of the prisoners was connected. Okay, so people were sitting here, tied to the wall, okay, and maybe trying to do this all the time to maybe take it out. And this is all this whole the Phoenician were also kind of Canaanite people, but they were specialized in sailing. They were the people who came from here to that came after Muhammad came to the land, the 7th century.
אני מפחד.
בואו 12 פה.
וואי, ירון, קח ברצינות.
So we are at the entrance of the church now. Oh, this is so cool, guys. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that. Wow. This is amazing. All this was unearthed and it's in perfect shape, like perfect shape, still intact. It's amazing. It's super cool under here, the temperature, and just all the concrete. And it's awesome. Look at these arches. Look at this hallway. Just can't believe this. That's amazing, to say the least. I keep using that word. But so this is depicting the story of the Crusaders going to bury the dead. That's the procession.
Okay, after crushing and squeezing the and cook the molasses, okay, and then it starts to drip slowly, and the sugar is staying in the cone. Okay, like the straw wrapped with the paper. Okay, then you cut the meat. ירון.
Look at those arches. Oh my god. Wow. This is truly unbelievable. Wow. So this is apparently the dining room where they would dine together with a long table. So if you didn't follow the rules of the monastery, of the dining room of the monastery, you would be punished by fighting with the dogs for whatever scraps are left. So you had to follow the rules of the dining hall. not be allowed to eat with anyone. You'd have to eat with the dogs if you didn't follow the rules. So now we're in the prison yard. This is the prison yard where the prisoners could come out for maybe a few hours a day to get some air. I guess similar to today. Should I be smaller than the prison yard? Can you imagine lights out in this area? Bagna mia sapa.
It's called Hotel Akko, the Byzantine, the Canaanite period. After this, it starts to go down to the area of the beach. The fresco is like a painted plaster that was made in a very fine.
So this is the oldest part of Akko, and that material on the wall is called fresco. So this was a villa of some very important rich people. So now we're gonna do a tour of the city of Akko, and see how it is. I tell us, don't look in there so calm upon them. But they gonna tell us, don't look because they're so nice. Oh my God. So most of the population in Akka is Muslim. So you can hear the national call to prayer going on right now. Can you guys hear it? The call to prayer, Muslim call to prayer. Guys, this hummus here is so good. I feel like I would never buy it in the store again. It's so good. Look at this.
Caesarea. Like I said, Caesarea, after it was ruined and covered, so people start to bring stones of marble from there. This is a small sample of it, okay? But this actually, when you see marble in Israel everywhere, it's not something local. There is no marble required. So it was only from places like Caesarea, through the sea, okay? They put it on raft or something like on the sea.
That's the clock tower there.
He's like, oh, don't worry. It's the same tour every day. You go, that him tell me to go nowhere.
Oh, okay.
You go straight and then make a left. And then, are you going to the harbor? I was like, I don't know. Don't worry, it's the same tour every day.
This is like walking through the museum, like walking through the, you know? Like walking through a natural museum. Crazy. And people live here.
Of the temple of King Solomon. This is what they believe. Okay? And the headquarters was in Jerusalem at the place.
$2 for me. Oh, it's cool? Dark, okay.
Oh, some people claustrophobic.
Oh, you have to bend. Oh! Oh, you have to bend down the whole time?
Guys, you have to bend down the whole time. Well, most of it. Oh, we should tell the guy that it is short. Tell him that after a while. Oh. Yeah. It's a tunnel, guys. There's water running through it, through the tunnel. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of cool underneath here. Oh, that's neat. Wow. Looking back. If you're claustrophobic, this is not for you.
Is everyone?
No.
No.
One person said that it was too close for them, but the other guy. what it opens back into after you get out of the tunnel. It's cold. Nice sea breeze. Whew. The harbor. Guys, we are in Akko Harbor. Give you a slow. There are some ships out there. I don't know if you can see them, but this is not the This is the ruins. When we come out of the tunnel, you come to the harbor. So this is the ruins of the Crusader district. So boys are waiting, la 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 la. Right now we're driving up to the Baha'i Gardens.
The Baha'i faith is a relatively new religion. It teaches the essential worth of all religions and the unity of all people. Gorgeous. So we're going to drive to the top and look at it from another angle, and it is beautiful from the top down. Yeah, we're visiting. Nice. Ooh, that's the garden from up here. Wow. I guess you could walk down, all the way down. Look at that.
Okay guys, so short words about Haifa time ago. Before, let's say Haifa, at the end of the Ottoman period, Haifa was like a small, very small town, more or less the area that we look over there. Okay, like kind of a village, let's say. Not many people live here. And then the change that happened, and we see now like this kind of a big city, which is the third big city in Israel. After Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, Haifa is the third big city.
Haifa is the third largest city in Israel.
And what happened is that the Kaiser of
Guys, we are overlooking the Bahian Gardens. Everything is very symmetrical. The stairs go all the way down. Overlooking the harbor at Haifa in Israel. Amazing. There you'll see the hotel, a hotel that's called Dan Carmel. So this is part of Mount Carmel. So you have this section up here, and then on the other side you have the Bahian Gardens down there. Everything's beautiful, symmetrical. Overlooking Haifa in the harbor. We are back in Tel Aviv, our home base. Well, our home base for this leg of the trip. But yeah, the beach was busy. It was a holiday. Folks were out for 3 weeks for the holidays, so the beaches were super crowded.
That's much people up on the beach? That's a lot of people. I know. Well, I guess kids are out anyway from school, so. Listen, I look to see if I fat people because I one fat woman. I see probably come to Israel. One fat woman. And she probably was a foreigner because I haven't seen any fat people since I've been here. I swear, then people exercise 24/7. I tell you. You know, with our area, nobody fat. And here they come from. Be a skinny fit people there. Be exercise and vegetable every day.
It's a little cloudy today, but I figured it was a perfect way to end the day in Tel Aviv, up on the rooftop, looking at the sunset. As cloudy as it may be, but still sunset. So yeah, the hotel does have a 24-hour wine bar. So I'm gonna have a glass of wine to cap the night off. So cheers to Israel. To Israel.